Hey everyone, this is a general reading for the sign of Sagittarius, which would be your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus sign, or it could be Sagittarius season, or it could be whatever else Sagittarius is in your chart that is relevant for you, or the person that you're thinking about, whether it's love or career or, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting time of year also. Could be Sagittarius season. That this is relevant for you, for whoever's watching. Like if you resonate with the title, I definitely recommend just watching it. I mean, it can't hurt. Virgo, I analyze. What are you analyzing, Sagittarius? What's coming up for you? There's a lot of Mars. Mars is it's Aries energy. Here, I'll show you. It's masculine. Okay, so Virgos, they're very health conscious. They are very organized. I'm actually surprised they're not an air sign. Mars is, it says force. This is Mars is known as the god of war, which is why it's called force. It's Aries energy. So if you know any Aries, like true blue Aries, they're very like a lot of gusto, like just, I'm gonna make shit happen. I don't care who I bulldoze in the way. Who's in the way, I'm gonna bulldoze them. But it's more just masculine. It's masculine energy. So you're really tapping into your masculine energy. And again, but because Virgo is a very analytical sign, but they're an earth sign, you're very grounded in your perceptions and what you're analyzing. You're not an air, it's not an air sign. So it doesn't mean you're like in your head or whatever. It's like, it's actually grounded in reality. And look, you came out Sagittarius, I see. So maybe you, whoever's watching this, maybe you have a strong Virgo in your chart as well, or the person that you're watching it about does. Again, love may come up, love may not come up. It could just be about, other relationships in your life, career, friendships, family. So you are coming up in your own reading. That's pretty cool. Whoever this is it's a very masculine energy that's coming through. Oh my gosh, and look, Temperance is Sagittarius energy. Wow. And the King of Cups. Oh my gosh, you're like feeling really in your power. And okay, so again, so like if this is like you and you're not Sagittarius, you don't have that in your chart. Like for me, for example, my Venus is in Sagittarius, but I just am feeling like very much in your power. And I analyze and I see are off to me similar. It's like the analytical part is like the workings of it, and then the I see part is the like, okay, now I know how to use it. So it's like you're just feeling like you've gotten to a place of you feel really comfortable in who you are and how you process and what you do. So we have the King of Cups came up first. So we already have Earth with Virgo and Sagittarius is fire. And now we have water. So it's like, again, I feel like you're mastering like all of the elements, and this makes sense too, why the Temperance it's Sagittarius energy, but it's about, and she has cups. She's about emotional alchemy. And that's why these two cards came out together. The King of Cups is like, you are learning how to master your emotions or just master yourself in general, like all aspects of yourself. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So we do have like, they're not counterparts, but they're two aspects. So it could be two aspects of you, your masculine, your feminine. This would be the creative, magnetic, very attractive queen. So it's either someone that you're looking to be with, or, or it could be you, the person watching it. Like, well, maybe it's wands, so it's fire, so that's Sagittarius. So maybe a female Sagittarius or feminine Sagittarius is watching, and you're asking about King of Cups would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Wands could also be Aries or Leo, because those are fire signs. But again, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be aspects of you or the people watching. But there's something about, so these two cards came out together. This is what this is love. It's showing up as love. Like this is a love, something is happening here with two people. So he's mastering who he is, or he's mastering his emotions. learning not to be overtaken by them is what I'm getting. Excuse me. The Queen of Wands is mastering rest. Like she's resting her mind. She's mastering her mind basically, or learning how to have balance within her mind. He's learning how to have balance within his emotions. And you know what I get is because like the Queen of Wands and the Mars, the Force is very much, I feel like, the same energy because they kind of represent the same like passionate, driven, magnetic, like if you think about Mars and Force and like he wants to ravish and she wants to be ravished, you know? It's like this intense, passionate energy possibly between these two people or just this happening. And that's why all this balance is needed. Oh yeah. As soon as I said that, the Ace of Wands came out. This is like passion. It's a new beginning, but it's like the Ace of Wands is a phallic card. It's a wand, right? And it's fire, more fire. There's a lot of passion here between these two people, and they're both attempting to calm, like to calm it in their own ways. Like with her, the feminine, she's attempting to calm her mind or to rest her mind about it. The masculine is attempting to temper his emotions about it. It's bringing up a lot of stuff for both of them, and they're wanting to be, they're both like masters at whatever it is they're meant to do. They're mastering themselves basically. Like perhaps she has a tendency to overthink, and perhaps he has a tendency to be overly emotional or get too caught up in his emotions. And so but they know that they have this attraction towards each other. So they know like if we were to come together and we're both not masters at this, then it could be a disaster, right? Again, Mars is the god of war. So like, it's also the masculine. It could just be destructive. So like the element of fire can be creative and also destructive. Death, transformation. Yeah. So both of them are going through their own transformation. Death and rebirth. It's Scorpio energy, but it's death and rebirth. I feel like this is what they have been going through. It's not like they're both showing up as a king and queen, right? They're not the king and queen of the same suit yet, however, which means that they may not be ready for each other, or maybe not, or maybe this is how they balance each other. Because if you're thinking of like water and fire, like the fire could easily put the water could easily put the fire out. And, so I think it's like recognizing that these two elements, one person being a very watery person, the other person being a very fiery person, like if I'm not careful, if we're not careful together, we could put out each other's flames. We could get, overtaken by this stuff, by the connection. Justice. Justice is Libra. It's about balance, being more objective. And again, I'm feeling like this masculine is really going through a transformation right now. And in terms of and the reason I think the King of Cups and death represents Scorpio, so it's like a very scorpionic energy. He's really going to the depths of his emotions in order to transform. And so it's like, you don't want to be with somebody when they're in that space, right? And she's learning how to be balanced in her mind. It's more about thoughts and logic here with the feminine energy. Because I feel like sometimes if her mind runs away with her, she could easily then her because you know how like air and fire, I'm really feeling elements here. Excuse me. Because air, we have the swords on her side, justice, which is like Libra energy, which is very logical and it's air. This is an intense one. If she's not careful, if her mind runs away with her, it will stoke the fire, right? Which means she could tell herself stories that aren't true and create this like whole big destructive pattern or thing like this. What am I trying to say? It's like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's not being, anyways, so her fire could easily, like, just as he could easily, with all of his watery energy, could easily put out her fire, all of her air energy and the fire that she has within her could easily stoke that fire and be destructive. That's what I was trying to say. With the Five of Cups, this is about sadness, loss, looking at the past, the things that didn't work out, crying over spilled milk. So it's some healing, some change. Ooh. And the star is Aquarius energy. It's like wishing upon a star, having hope, having healing. The needing to move through this Five of Cups energy in order to get to this place of, I feel like I can tap into my magic again. I can wish upon a star and hope that things will happen, whether it's them wishing for each other or just, you know, a type of person, like, you know, but I really feel like this is picking up on a specific situation. The Knight of Cups. Sorry. I couldn't tell if it was kids or a cat. The Knight of Cups is a secret admirer, or it could be about bringing forth an offer of love. I feel like that is the masculine, though, is like wanting to bring forth this. Like once he moves through his darkness, he's wanting to come forward to this feminine. A lot of major arcana here. The World. Yeah, and then completion. It's also about travel, so maybe they live far from each other. That's possible. So they have to travel to see each other, but it's about completion. I feel like this represents him moving through his process of transformation or whatever he was going through. But I am feeling kind of travel. Like this person maybe needs to travel to this other person. And the High Priestess, dang, a lot of major arcana. So whatever is happening, whether this is like two aspects of you or, you know, one person, like a masculine, feminine aspect of you coming through, or there's just this relationship is like both people are having, and I think this is like, they're meant to be together in some way, it feels, but they're both going through a lot of major transitions in their life or transformations, or because we have a lot of major arcana, which are like major life themes and archetypes. So we have like death, which is death and rebirth, transformation. We have justice, which is balance. The star, temperance. The World, the High Priestess is the last card, which is about intuition, tapping into your intuition. Okay, they're telling me to pick out one more. But in trusting your intuition and how you feel and what the messages you're getting. But I also think it's this level up for both of them in that as they move through whatever process each of them are supposed to go to lead them to each other. And the Magician, oh my God, this is what, I knew this. Okay, so I could feel this too. I was like, the counterpart to the High Priestess wants to come out, but sometimes I think people say that the Hierophant is the counterpart to the High Priestess. I don't really feel that, especially in this deck. The Magician, I feel, is, because look how similar they look. They both have wings. And again, the Magician's tapped into his power, and that's the masculine. And then the High Priestess is the feminine. And her power is, you know, her intuition. His power is his creation. He creates in the physical world. She creates like in the etheric world. So it's them basically leveling up in each of their individual lives and coming back together to stand in their power. And it's like they're on the same, they're in like they're on parallel journeys, experiencing, I don't want to say similar things, but they're leveling up at the same time. So it's like as soon as one person levels up, the other person does, right? So it's like this, if you can see, to eventually get to this place so that they can be this in the world. And I think together with each other, I think that they're meant to come together to create in this way. It's like them utilizing their powers together to create. Like this is like really even more so, like the Empress and the Emperor are very strong counterparts. But that's like in the physical world. The Magician and the High Priestess are like a level up from that, because they are in the like 5D world. So it's like your higher self. So it's like becoming your higher self. Like both of these people are mastering themselves here on earth in order to actually embody their higher selves, in order to whether it's to come together or just to be that within the world for whatever that they do. This is amazing and beautiful. All right. Okay. I'm letting my purpose find me instead of trying to find my purpose. Yeah, see, both of them are very focused on what their purpose is in life. And that's why they're also great matches for each other, because not everyone is like that, right? Like some people are like, oh, I just want to like find a person and settle down and work this 9-to-5 job. And that's totally fine. That's like for each person to each their own, whatever they're meant to do. But these two people feel that they have a higher calling, a higher purpose in life, and they're going through the thick of it in order to get to that. And whether they realize that or not now about each other, is they know that they're going to find a counterpart, whether they know who that is, in someone else who's the same, right? Who is their counterpart, who is, I see that you are doing the same work that I've been doing, and now we can do the same work, whatever our purpose is. You're gonna find that their purposes and their journeys are similar, and again, like parallel in terms of like knowing they have a higher calling and going after it and not settling for less than that, which comes to love or just career, everything in life, not settling. I cast my burden to the Christ within and let go. That feels a lot like the masculine, but I think both. They're learning. I mean, they really are learning how to tap into their Christ light, and that's why they're going to be in the Magician, the High Priestess status. So I'm going to leave it there because I could probably talk a long time about this, but it feels really significant. So if you'd like your own reading with me, you can go to my website, empoweringauthenticity.com, and schedule it there. Sending you so much love. Bye.